Hi guys, so today's video is going to be more of a smoky eye kind of going out look. It's going to be more on the dramatic side, dark brows, dark lip, dark eyes. It's definitely more of a nighttime look than a daytime look, but if you want to rock it during the day, more power to you. I know I would. So we're just going to jump right in. Alright? Thanks for watching. So my foundation and my eyebrows are already done, and I'm just going to go in with a heavy contour, and I'm going to darken my brows. No, actually I think I'm going to lighten them a little bit with some brow gel to put more emphasis on my lip color and my eyes. So I'm going to go in with the contour kit from Anastasia as always. And I'm going to use the shade Fawn, which is in the middle of the Fair palette. It's this one here. So I'm just going to take that on my Real Techniques multitasking brush. And I'm going to make sure that I get where I want it to be. So when you contour, you're going to want to go from the top of your ear down. Or you can always make the duck face and feel for your cheekbones. So I'm just going to start. And then I'm going to go in with my highlight color. And I'm going to be using the Mary Luminizer. And I'm going to take my Real Techniques blush brush and I'm going to just tap it. Like just tap because it's a really strong highlight. And I'm going to go on the high points of my face. So I'm really going to focus here on the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, and forehead. So I'm going to go here and just dab that on top. See, I feel like I need a little more. Didn't grab enough. And I'm going to do the other side. Bridge of the nose. Cupid's bow, a little bit on the forehead, not too much, and then chin. And then I'm going to go in with my blush, and the blush I'm going to use today is the MAC Cosmetics Rocky Horror one. It's called Crazed Imagination, and I'm going to use the same brush, just really get it in there because this blush is really kind of pale, but it's buildable. So just to make sure the brush is evenly coated, and I'm going to focus this towards the front of my face, so I'm going to smile and see the apples of my cheeks right here. And just apply my blush. Just like that. And I'm going to marry it with the contour so they go together. And I'm going to take the other side. There we go. And now for eyes. I'm going to go in with my Tarte Lip palette. And I'm going to start with a flat shader brush, like a flat one, a regular flat one. And I'm going to go in with, actually no, I'm going to do transition first. And I'm going to use the shade Wanderer as my transition shade. And I'm just going to apply that really, really generously because for a smoky eye, you want to always start out with your lightest colors and move downward. You want to make sure when you're looking at it dead on, you're having this like dark and like really good fade out effect or like a gradient effect. You don't want it to be you blending out gray or you blending out black. That's why you always want to go in with your browns or your other type of cool tone colors. So I'm just going to go in with Wander again. In the crease. And then I'm going to go in with the shade Best Friend, this purple shade here. And I'm going to take a good amount of it and apply that. In with the shade Best Friend. And I'm going to apply that right underneath my transition just to deepen it up. And I'm going to hold the brush going downward just to make sure I get it where I want and I can blend it to where I want it to be. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I know everyone's been talking about this palette because it's the first all matte shade palette and it's all new and everyone loves it. I'm still trying it out, but so far I really like the shades. The pigmentation on the darker shades is crazy. It's so pigmented. So I feel like I will be reaching for this palette a lot more. So all I'm going to do is go and angle my brush again look down a little and just keep blending up to my transition. And I'm going to go outward again. I'm not going to go downward. And I'm going to make sure both sides are even. You always want to make sure both sides are even, because you might have one that's darker than the other or something like that. And now I'm going to go in with a clean blending brush. It's a Sigma E25, same as the little one. And I'm just going to blend the harsh lines. I'm going to go in circles or windshield wiper motions and just blend and blend and blend. You want to make sure it looks very diffused and very effortless. You don't want it to be like a line of each color. You don't want to be able to see those lines. So I'm going to go in and just smoke out everything. And now I'm going to take a flat shader brush and just a regular no-name one, and I'm going to go in with the shade Power Player, which is like a kind of taupe, kind of gray shade. It's on the cool side, so it's going to be a little different from like that brown, black, smoky eye. So I'm just going to start off by just covering the brush with it. And I'm not going to rub, I'm going to pat it on the lid. So I'm going to start in the center and pat outward and then pat inward. I'm going to do the same thing again, just until I get that color as dark as I want it to be. Why isn't it showing up? There we go. It's getting darker. So you just want to make sure you build up the color as best as you can, especially since this is a nighttime look. You want it to be really dark and dramatic. So I'm just going to keep on until I feel like I have the color payoff that I want. And now I'm going to move on to the other lid. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start by patting out first, and then going to the inner corner. And you see this harsh line here where the transition is. You want to make sure you blend your lid color all the way up, because we can always take a blending brush and really smooth it out. The fallout is crazy on this shade for some reason. So I'm just going to make sure I have the ends and I have this space here all covered up. I'm going to go in again just one more time just to make sure it's nice and dark, especially in the center where you want it to be the darkest it could be. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side too. And then I'm going to take my clean E25 brush and I'm just going to go and diffuse a little bit. Just to make sure we don't have any of those really harsh lines or anything. And you really want it to be nice and smoked out. So I'm going to go back in with Wanderer, which is my original transition shade. And I'm just going to add a little bit more to the top. I felt like I lost it in all the blending. And I'm going to blend all the way inward, all the way up to the inner corner. Cool. Now I'm going to take Wanderer again at my E25. And I'm going to go down on my lower lash line and smoke that out. Your transition shade on your lower lash line works the same as it would on the lid, on the upper part of the lid. You want to start with your lightest shades and then build up. So I'm going to go with Wanderer. Okay, so I'm going to take my... I'm going to take my E25 blending brush and I'm just going to blend out all the harsh lines that I see, like in the inner corner especially where the product might build up. And then I'm going to take the smaller E25 brush that I had. And I'm going to use the shade Wanderer. And just really smoke out that lower lash line. And then I'm going to take... I'm going to take Multitasker, which is like this kind of dark brown color. I'm going to take a little bit of that and focus that at the end of my lash line and blend it upwards. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. And now I'm just going to take a flat shader brush again. And I'm going to go in again with Power Player. I feel like every time you blend, you kind of lose the shade a little bit. And I'm just going to focus it on the center of my lid here, where I want it to be the most gray and the most pigmented. You can always use like a base when you're applying a color that won't come out, like an eyeshadow primer or like a Maybelline color tattoo. Like that probably would have made the color pop more, but we're just gonna keep going with this. So I'm just gonna again try and get all the color payout from this shade, and then I'm gonna go back and quickly with the smaller E25 and no other product, just blend it really quickly. And then I'm gonna blend out the end, like around here. And I want to make sure my lash line and my lid are connected. And I'm going to make sure I do the same thing on the other side. And now I'm gonna take the shade Best Friend, and I'm gonna take Inkblot's Duraline, and I'm gonna make it into a purple liner. Here it is. It's kind of getting dried out. So I might add a little bit more of the Duraline just to make sure it's not dried out, give it more of like a liquidy consistency. Bam. And I'm going to take my Sigma eyeliner brush, the EO5, and I'm just going to mix the Duraline in. You want to make sure that when you're mixing with the Duraline, you get all the chunks of eyeshadow like really out. Like right now it's super liquidy, so I might add a little bit more shadow just to make sure that it's not runny, kind of. Okay. So now I'm going to go really steady. I'm just going to outline first. I'm not going to go really heavy in it. Just outlining. And yeah, the Duraline is really liquidy, so I am going to add. Okay guys, so this is the final look. All I did was pop on the liner. I didn't put any lashes. I just did some extra mascara, like a few coats of it, just to make my lashes look really dark, especially on the bottom. And I added Stone Liner from MAC, Styled in Sepia from MAC, and then the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in Abu Dhabi in the center, just to lighten everything up. And that was it. The liner didn't come out as purple as I wanted it to, but it came out kind of brown, so I decided to tone everything down a little bit, especially with the lip color and everything. So if you guys want to see anything specific, leave that in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye guys.
Alright, so where you at then?
I'm at Gina's house right now.
We could go to the gym.
Shit, I don't even know where that is.
Going out look. It's going to be kind of dramatic. You guys suck so hard. On the dramatic side, it's definitely a look for nighttime and not for day. I know some people will be, the fuck are you guys laughing at?
I didn't even laugh.
It's so fucking distracting.
I didn't even laugh.
Okay, let's go.
And you sound the mad ghetto just now. I know how y'all niggas be.